Hello, folks. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, friends. Hello. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Marlene. Surprise. It's been a while. It has certainly been a while. Hello, hello. I'm so glad everyone is here. I've been live in some time before the holidays, I think. So it's been quite a while. Yes, we've been incredibly busy. So that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. So tonight, I'm going to share with you some mixed media tags using the new collection that we just got in from Prima. It is part of the Magic Love collection from Frank Garcia, and there's a couple other pieces that are restocked from the holiday collection that work really well with these tags too. So I actually took a class last week with Frank Garcia talk about all these products. So we're gonna make a couple tags today, but I have one. This is the one it's already done. I didn't finish the other two because I wanted to do them on a live with you guys. But they are adorable, just little mixed media tags, and I think they're a really great size. It's a good size. So it's a new tag that we have. Prima sells. It's a chipboard tag, and the back here I've just painted. But one side of it is adhesive. So obviously this one's completed, but the tag itself has an adhesive backing on it. You just peel off and you can stick it to a piece of paper. So it's really fun. So these are fun little tags. So we're going to kind of go through the process of how we do that. Now, the other two that we're going to work on today. So I already have the bases done because obviously I needed it to dry. We wouldn't have had time for that. So let me show you. And there's these fabulous papers too. So the papers I have obviously have already been cut, but they're just great papers. So basically all you do with this tag, let's pretend this is the new tag. You peel off the backing and then you stick it on your piece of paper like this. All right, and then you just cut around it. So you'll see I have cut around that one. And there's all different, there's many different sides to these papers, all different stuff like this. There's little cut apart cards that we'll use. There's foiled elements on them. They're really, really pretty for this time of the year. Hello from Allentown, PA. Hi, Kathy. So that's the base of the tag. And then once you get your background paper on, I just cut another piece of paper and popped it up with foam tape, just a little smaller, because we're kind of creating layers here. So this one just has one, and you'll see why. And then this one I did 2 extra layers, and I just took some of the Sparks paint, which this is a really metallic paint. This one is called Butterfly Spells. It's a really, really pretty pink. And the other color that I've used in this project is called Magical Pond, which is a really pretty blue. So let me just open this up so you can see. We're going to use this a little later, but I'll show you how cool. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but how metallic this paint is. It's really sparkly. It's look, I just got some on my finger, so you could probably see it better that way. But I love these paints. They really make the project sparkle like really nicely. Okay. So that's the pink, and then here's the, hi Michelle, how are you today? And this is the blue one. So it's kind of like a green blue almost, I guess. But it's really pretty. So shimmery. Okay. So those are the two paints, and then these are our kind of prepped tags for the basis of our project. So there's some other elements that are going to go into these tags as well. Obviously you see that there's flowers and all that stuff, and we're going to, put some more of these little papers on here. But the other thing that we'll utilize are these molds. So I don't know if anyone's ever used the silicone molds that Prima makes, or anybody makes. But they're really cool. So I've already molded these, and they're nice and dry. I left the pieces that I haven't used in there to show you. But it's just a little silicone mold. And you can use resins, you can use clay. I believe Mod Podge has a certain type of glue that you can fill molds with. But once they're dry, let me pull these pieces out of here. You get these like gorgeous resin items, like little findings almost. So there's this particular mold has some buttons, it has this flower, a bow, and then this little cherub that I used on this one. So that's what's in the mold. So these pieces will become a part of our project. And they're really fun. The great thing about these molds is that you can use them over and over again. So, specifically this one that has those buttons on it, you can just go on and on and on with the buttons. So we're obviously also going to be using some flowers because, Prima flowers are absolutely gorgeous. These ones have like the prints from the paper on them. These are the Magic Love flowers. Well, these are both Magic Love flowers. I have some of them out of the package already. So you'll notice, like this one, for instance, it has really pretty beading in the center, but the petals itself is the same print as the papers. So it matches really well. Yes, Michelle, I did use resin. I use a quick cure resin. It cures in 10 minutes. It doesn't smell. It doesn't have any like noxious fumes or anything. To be completely honest, I think I got it at Pac-Tan's a while back before they closed. But you can get it online at various places. We will carry it. It's just currently unavailable. It's out of stock right now. So that's why we don't. But yeah, I use resin that cures in 10 minutes. So we're also going to use, we now have these glass beads. They call them art ingredients. But basically, hi Gina. Yes, I know. It's been a while. They're just these little glass beads. They look like sugar crystals. So those are going to go on. We're going to actually decorate the flowers with these. What else? So these pieces we just restocked. They come in a package from the Christmas Sparkle collection. So you get little gold baubles and little pink ones. In these, I know it's from the Christmas collection, but it works really well with the Magic Love collection too because of the pinks and the golds. So Definitely not just an item for the holidays. And then we also have, so this is the Magic Love trim in the Frank Garcia collection. So it's a lace trim that has little hearts on it on the bottom. So you can see on this tag, I did put that at the bottom, and I'm probably going to continue on with that theme for the other ones. And then on one of them, this is another new item. We got these decorative frames. So this is from their memory hardware line. So basically, I'm going to use the smaller one on this tag, but the bigger one would be great on an album cover or like a box that maybe you put greeting cards in, or, you know, a layout, whatever you want, but they're really cool. You can also break these. So if you only wanted to use like part of it, you could do that. But see, this one is going to be the perfect size for this tag here. So, and then the only other thing I have here is the Magic Love ephemera pieces. I'm going to use probably one of these cards and the little sentiment bits. Fill my heart with hugs. So cute. So there's a lot of different options. There's flowers, there's tags, there's all kind of different pieces in here. There's a little postcard. That's really cute, actually. Tons and tons of stuff. There's a cassette tape. Love songs about you. How cute. So these make really great little gifts, I think. All right, I think I'm either going to use this one or, yeah. We're going to use this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, let me set this one aside, and let me move my papers for now so we don't have too much going on in the background. All right, so this is my tag. This is my ephemera piece. And I'm just going to pop this up with some foam. So it adds a little more dimension. And I'll tell you what, you guys, these tags are so simple to do. It doesn't take very long at all because they're adhesive. It's so easy. All right. So I'm just going to put this kind of not quite in the middle of the tag. It's going to be a little more towards the top. So I just pop that right up with our foam square. And then I'm going to take this little frame from the decorative frame, and I'm going to adhere that over top of this. So we're kind of framing these little cherubs, and I'm just going to use glue. You can use whatever kind of adhesive you prefer. You could even probably use hot glue if you want, but I think this glue will be sufficient. So I'm just literally gluing that right on top here. I'll just give it a little press for a minute. All right, so now that we have that on, I'm going to start at the bottom with some flowers. So here's the thing about the flowers. This one got a little smushed in transit here, so I'm gonna pick the petals back up. I'm gonna rip the green part off because I don't need it. And I'm just gonna start attaching flowers. So I put a little bit of glue there. And I'm just kind of pressing and holding it in the center. I'm not gonna smush the whole flower down and, you know, smash the entire thing. So I'm just gonna kind of leave that one there. And then I'll take another one. So what I'm doing is building like a cluster. So I'm going to have a couple of the larger flowers kind of right in the center here. And there's enough flowers in these packages to do, you know, quite a few tags. So that's something nice to look at too. And then I'm going to take some of the other flowers and start filling in different spaces. So I might need, it can overlap this frame. That's totally fine. That's kind of the great thing about these mixed media projects is you can overlap different things. And then for these little baubles, I'm just going to cut the metal end off, and I'm going to glue a little glue there, a little glue around the side. And as we're building this, I'm going to pop some of these baubles in as well. We'll put more flowers. Like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason as to how you have to place things on here. Just as long as you make it look nice. However you like it, right? Just fill it up. You don't want to, you don't want to be like stingy with the pieces. And these can go directly into the flower too. So like here's where we're at so far. I just put about 5 flowers on, 2 little baubles, the frame. So we'll probably put 1 or 2 more flowers, another bauble or so, and then we're gonna work on the top part. Yeah, so I'm gonna put 1 flower there. And then I'm gonna go back to my packet of flowers. Hi, Donna. Welcome. I think we'll get a pink one. Yeah, so that pink one will go right up there. All right, so as the bottom part starts to dry, which it will, I think we need 1 more gold bauble though. Oh, thanks, Donna. Yeah, I plan to be back live a lot more. So we have quite a few new products on the website that I hope to be featuring throughout this week. And I know there's a pretty large release tomorrow that you guys will get to see. it's exciting. So, okay. As far as that goes, I think it's good. But since we're doing dry time, I'm also going to just go ahead and cut a piece of this trim for the bottom. And then all I'm going to do is just run a bead of glue down the bottom there. And press that. So then that gives us a cool little border on the bottom. All right, perfect, right? Okay, so as far as the top is concerned, I'm definitely going to use another button, but I think for this one I'll use more of a decorative button. And then I'm just going to create a little bow. So I'm taking some ribbon. This is, I'm just using ribbon from an inspiration box. All right, so I just took a little piece of ribbon and I am going to just kind of tie a little bow. And then I'll, you know, we can trim it down. Okay. I'm not the best bow maker there is, so bear with me. Yes, Donna, I love the, I really love all of Frank Garcia's stuff. I think he's such a fantastic designer. So anytime we get the chance to get Prima, I always love it. Okay. So then I'm just gonna trim these little tails off my bow. And glue it in place. So I'll just press that down for a moment. And then for a little added pressure, I'm just gonna put glue on one of these buttons, you know, that I had molded. Whoops, my bow moved. And then that's just gonna go right over top of the bow. So it's gonna kind of anchor that on there. And I'm just gonna press and hold for a minute or so to make sure that it's adhering. All right, it's getting there. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that go for now. And then I'm gonna pull in this piece of ephemera. Whoops. The little tag, it says, "Fill my heart with hugs." And I'm gonna glue that to kind of the top here of the frame. All right. Fill my heart with hugs. So it's really coming along. So remember, we kind of started out with just like a simple base that I had created. And now with just a few of these different embellishments and little bits that there are, I feel like we've really kind of dressed it up. And then there's this other little piece of ephemera I found. It's a little dove with a rose on the back. I'm just going to glue this part up here, just kind of up in the corner. You know, it just adds a little something there, something to make it a little different, right? Okay, so I told you guys about the glass beads. So this is kind of an interesting step, per se. So let me gather a little piece of paper to manage this mess that I'm getting ready to create. All right. We need to have something to catch the beads. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using these glass beads to kind of decorate the flowers. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue. Now, Prima makes this gel that we have. It's called a soft gloss gel. It's new in the store. I don't have that with me, but you can use that. It probably would make this easier. And it comes in a pretty decent sized tub, so it'll last quite a while. So I just have a paintbrush and I had it in like a little bit of water, so it's kind of a little wet. So I'm going to dab that a little bit. And then I'm just going to dip into this glue onto this brush. Let me flip this up so it's easier to see. And then what I'm going to do is take the glue and brush it over these petals of the flowers. And remember, this is going to dry totally clear, okay? So it doesn't really matter where on the flowers you get the glue. You won't be able to see it because it will dry clear. But what it's going to do is create a place for those glass beads to stick. And I'm telling you what, I think it's so cool when you just, you know, add a little something like that. Okay, so I'm going to put my paintbrush back in the water, wipe up my glue so I don't get that everywhere. Then I'm going to grab these glass beads. Oh, thanks for putting that link in, Penny. Yeah, that's the soft gloss gel that I speak of. And then I'm just going to kind of pour them all over. I told you this would make a mess, you guys. And I'm just going to lightly tap to press to make sure that, you know, they're going to be able to stick in all the right places. And then I'll just pick it up, flip it over, tap off any loosey-goosies. And look, can you see how they kind of just like stuck all over those flowers and now they kind of look sugared? I think it looks really cool. So let me just clean up all my beads. Because I did put a lot on there. But if you do it like on a piece of paper, like a coffee filter or something, you can just kind of collect them right up and get them right back in the little jar. But yeah, I love that, putting those on there. Because like I said, the flowers look like they're sugared. Okay. So now we have kind of the clean slate here. Everything is, you know, nice and neat. So now we have to add the cool part, my favorite part, the splatter. So I'm going to pop down some paper towel as to not get every single thing a mess here. All right. So I'm going to take some of this paint, that Sparks paint I was telling you about, and I'm just going to pop a little bit off to the side. So that's the pink. Rinse my brush off. And then I'm going to get a little bit of the blue. And this just takes, it's like the tiniest little bit of paint, you guys. Literally the tiniest little bit. Okay, so then I got my paintbrush. Oh, good, Linda, I'm glad. I love it too. So I got my paintbrush and I put a little bit of water on it. So then I'm gonna kind of just mix a little bit of that with the water. Okay, then I'm gonna take the paintbrush and hold it above the project and just tap it over all of this. And you know, you'll probably need a little more water over time. So now I'm going to take some of the water into the blue. Do the same thing. And I want to make sure that I'm getting all of it. Like I want the splatter on the ribbon. I want the splatter on the button. I want it on the frame. I want it on the flowers. I want it everywhere. So just keep adding water as you go. Into the pink, into the blue. Because it'll give you like two different kind of contrasting colors. And you don't need to add more paint. You just need to add more water each time. So, you know, just keep plopping that on there. And it just adds like an extra layer of, you can even dab a little bit on this button if you want to make it look a little more shabby. But yeah, and that's kind of it. So let me pull my paper towel away, wipe up the paint I got on the desk. And you can see it just ever so subtle, the splatters, but it's like splattered all over it. So you get a slight little bit of the color and then a slight also little bit of the shimmer. So they add so much to something that, you know, took like very little time. You can see this one, I only did the pink. I didn't do the blue. So that's just 2 of these tags. Oh, and by the way, to tell you guys, the tags, you get like 12 of them in a package. I think it's like $6.99. It's really, really inexpensive. Yeah, oh. Gina, Henry says hi too. All right, so that is tag numero dos. And then I have one more. So let's just go ahead and make the third one really quick because it's going to be a little different because we won't have the frame. So we'll just get this one done pretty quickly. So I'm going to get a couple pieces of the ephemera out. And I'm actually just going to cut this one with scissors in half. So I have the piece that just says sewing machine. And then I'm also going to end up putting this postcard kind of like that. So again, all I did for the base, I just painted the back and I adhered some of the paper to the tag. And then I just cut 2 layers, put them up with foam tape. And then this paint, I just kind of scrubbed on a little bit of the pink and the blue to mix it around, just to add a little bit of, you know, fun texture. And then this, I think we will also do with foam squares. The sewing machine ephemera. But it's just, these come together so quick. I love it. Thanks, Gina. So I can't take all the credit for it. This was Frank Garcia's idea. It's his product, his line, but I will tell you what, you can totally do anything you want with it. You could, you know, do all flowers or no flowers if you want. All right, so I'm popping this up here, kind of like a third little layer of the ephemera. And then I think for this one, so there's this really big pink flower in the pack. I'm gonna use that. I think we're gonna use that, and then we might take a couple of these flowers that have stems. Let's do that. All right. So I think we'll start like over here with this really large one, and then these can kind of go in a little cluster, but I don't need such a lengthy stem. So what has everyone else been up to crafting wise? Anything exciting? Now that the holidays are over, I feel like there's, you know, so many things that you can do. You can make, I feel, you know, I did a bunch of holiday crafts for quite a while, but we are back into the new year. New year, new you, right? Isn't that, that's what they say, right? New year, same you. Whatever you want to be, right? All right, so I popped a couple of those on, and then I will go ahead and add other flowers in and around. In and around. You know, you can never have too many. I'll kind of stuff that one in there a little bit. All right, and then I think I'm going to go ahead with the same theme. Valentine's cards are great. So I was talking to someone the other day about they're making a bunch of Valentine's cards for their kids' class. So I remember, and gosh, I feel like this was like so long ago. Literally, it was probably like almost like 25 years ago, really. 25, 30 years ago. When I was in, you know, grade school, elementary school, and we would all make Valentines for everyone in the whole class. And we would have to decorate like a little box. So like a shoe box we would get and decorate all of that. And then you would put you would put the box on your desk. And then when it was time for Valentine's Day, everyone would walk around the room and put their Valentines in your little Valentine's box. I don't know if kids still do things like that in grade school. I wouldn't know. I don't have children, but I always loved that. I thought it was fun. I thought it was like a really great activity. Donna. Oh, yeah, Donna. Simon's release is tomorrow. I believe at noon Eastern time is when it releases. That would be my guess. I think it's at noon. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive. So I think this does need a gold bottle. It's a really good release, you guys. Everything coming out this year, like it's amazing. You know, it's funny because I work really far ahead in trying to get our products, you know, ready. But I will tell you what, every company, it's just everything we're bringing in, everything is just so creative. I am so impressed. All right, so I think that's enough on the bottom, but how about for this one? Maybe we'll put the sentiment like over the flower. I think that's a really great place to put it. Look at that, you guys. I love that. So it says, whoops, I got it crooked. Hold on, let me fix that. So it says, all of me for all of you. I love that. That's such a great little Valentine's thing. Or a friendly thing, you know, anniversary, whatever your occasion is, whatever you may be celebrating. So I'm thinking maybe we can also put some of our trim up here on this one. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do an extra layer up at the top. You and me both, Donna. I need to win the lottery so I can move to Florida. I can buy all the crafts I want and move, have a craft house in Florida. What a dream that would be. Although I suppose you'd have to play the lottery in order to win. So I don't do that currently, so. All right. Okay, so I love that. I love this trim. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to take some pink ribbon this time and do maybe not so much a bow. I have an idea. We're going to cheat. The kids still exchange cards, but boxes and bags are fancier than what we use to decorate. I bet, Michelle. I'll tell you what. Sometimes I think kids these days do not get to experience the simpler things in life. Like, I remember coming home from school and I couldn't wait to like go outside and play with the kids in the neighborhood. And then we would have to be home when it was dark. This was like way before, you know, texting and cell phones and Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff. All right, so this time I cheated. I just tied this ribbon in half just so I can have the strings coming down because I think I'm going to put the little bow up here. And that's totally okay. We're just going to, you know, cheat away. And then I'm going to put the bow resin piece up at the top. So if you notice, this is like about sewing, this one. So I think we're gonna stuff a little button up here. And then we'll stuff another button down here. I'm gonna try to get it under this flower petal a little bit. Yeah. That is perfect. And then here we go. So same thing as before. I gotta get my paper back out, but I just have a little bit of wet on my paintbrush with the glue. I don't think I'm gonna put as well. Why not? This will be for our glass beads because, you know, I loved it so much before. We have to do it again. This time I'm going to try it with my paper towel. Whoops, my bow came loose. All right. I'm going to try not to put as much on here. Gently. Nice and gentle, right? All right. So that is the glass beads. Being able to go play and not worry about someone touching my child. Oh my gosh. All right. The bow is a little heavy. I did not let that dry, so I'm going to put that back on as soon as I shake off all of our beads. I should have thought about that first. All right, so it's not as many this time, but you can still see the glass beads, so there is definitely that sugary look. Boop, boop. Okay. And then we're going to definitely splatter again. Whoops. But I think I might just, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to put the paint actually on the desk this time so it doesn't absorb into the paper towel. This is like my favorite part. I'm splattering a lot on the bow and kind of towards the top in general. Yeah, I'm just going to do the pink on this one. I think I like it, but I'm just putting like a lot of it. Yeah, and I think that's great. And voila, another tag done. And check that out, my friends. So we made two tags tonight. I have 3 total because I made one the other day. But look at these. These are so easy to make. I hope somebody, I hope one of you guys makes some of these or something like these. I'll be very excited to see. And then this was, like I said, the first one that I did. It's a little different. So, and it's just all using, like, you know, very minimal supplies. And really, I mean, you could make a lot more. I have like a ton of flowers left, ton of a different ephemera left. So truly, the sky's the limit here. Thank you, Linda. I'm so glad that you guys were able to join me. And yeah, definitely check out these paints. These are like one of my favorite things about this project because they just do so much. You can paint with them too. I mean, you know, who needs to use a product for what it's for, right? But yeah, so thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. I'm glad to see you. It's been so long, like I said. So I'll see you tomorrow. Because like I said, Simon Hurley has a release tomorrow. So I have been toying around with that tonight before I went live. So I have hopefully some cool things to show you. But I have that. I have another mixed media project to show you this week too. So it's going to be such a great week. I'm so glad to see all of you. I'm glad to be back. I love going live. So um, enjoy your night. Let us know if you need anything, any questions. Send an email, shoot us an email. And if not, we will see you again very soon.